Hey everyone, I'm Holly Wengerski.
And I'm Alex Bassett.
And this is Anakin.
This is Bear.
And we're with Suburban Canine.
Today we're training at Cottonwood Canyon in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And we're going to be working on running with our dogs. So today we're going to be covering some tips and tricks that you could do in order to get your dog to run happily with you. Keep in mind, both of these dogs know how to run with us. They have a very solid heel command, but we're going to be talking about some fun tips and tricks to do with your dog in order to get them to run with you.
Running with your dog can be a fun mental and physical exercise for you to enjoy together. If you're unsure if the age or breed is appropriate for running, consult with your vet. These tips and tricks that we're about to tell you are if you've been cleared by your vet, and you always want to make a smart plan and do some research to make sure that this is the best activity for you and your dog to do together.
So before running with your dog, there's a couple of safety things to keep in mind. Of course, weather conditions play a huge role. If you live in the cold, always make sure it's not super icy outside, or if you're in a hot area, make sure the pavement isn't too hot for your dog, where their paws would get irritated if they're running on any hot surface. Other things to keep in mind as well is if you're running further distances, always have a plan for water. You know, I have a fun little handheld water thing for me, and you could always bring, Annie, sit. You could always bring a water bowl for your dog, just strap it on a belt of any sort. Also, of course, you want to watch behavioral signs for your dog. So, you know, Anakin, he does great keeping up with me, but sometimes if it's really hot, he'll start lagging behind, excessively panting. Those are some things to watch for if your dog needs a break. And then lastly, of course, your dog's joint health plays a huge role. So, thank you. A couple of things with that is running on trail or on grass is a lot better for your dog than running on cement. So concrete, asphalt, all of that stuff isn't necessarily the best for your dog's joints. So I always prefer trail runs over anything. Leash and collar recommendations are definitely something to consider when running with your dog. With my pup, Anakin, I utilize a Herm Springer prong collar. We utilize this collar because this is the collar he is comfortable with. He walks with it every day and does awesome. If you have a dog that is trained to walk on a prong collar, running with your dog on one is totally safe as long as they stick to your side. Harnesses aren't usually a recommendation I use for running, more so for other pet sports such as bike joring or cart pulling. That's because a harness is built for a dog to pull, and controlling their body weight can be difficult as you're trying to run. Ultimately, you should select a collar that works for your dog. If they aren't pulling you all over the place and your dog is at your side, the run will be enjoyable. Now, for leash recommendations. I would recommend a leash that either wraps around your body so you can be hands-free, or a 6-foot standard leather leash. Here, you can see we are using an over-the-shoulder leather leash, which we sell, and it works beautifully. If you are checking out other leashes on Amazon, we typically recommend a leash with a brass or steel clip for safety purposes. If you have any questions about leash or collar recommendations, feel free to drop a comment.
Before teaching your dog to run, they should have a solid heel command. They shouldn't be pulling, barking, or lunging at anything in the environment around them. It's important that your dog runs next to you and doesn't lead the run or zigzag. This will just help with the safety and, help you actually enjoy the run.
Bless you.
Next, start small. Physically prepare your dog by taking them on a long distance walk of 4 miles or more to make sure they can handle the exercise. After that, begin building endurance. Start by running 1 mile. Pay attention to your dog's behavioral signals. If your dog is signaling that they are comfortable, you can increase the distance by adding an additional mile. If your dog is showing signs that this is too much distance, you can walk half and run the other half. Just like with humans, proper warm-up and cool-down time is important for dogs. Spending some time walking before and after a run can properly prepare and relax your pup. Be patient. Over time, you can build your dog's endurance to run the distance you desire. Happy running!